What if I told you that a simple rectangular can of meat has sold over 8 billion units since 1937? That is not a typo. 8 billion cans of one single product, sitting on shelves, feeding families, and fueling armies across generations. We are talking about Spam, arguably the most iconic canned meat product ever created. It is humble, it is simple, and somehow it has captured the hearts and kitchens of people in over 44 countries worldwide. But have you ever wondered what actually happens inside the massive factory that produces millions of these legendary cans every single day? Today, we are pulling back the curtain and taking you on a full behind-the-scenes journey deep inside the Spam production facility, where raw pork transforms into that unmistakable product you know and recognize. Let us get into it. Now, before we dive into the factory floor, let's take a quick step back in time. Spam was invented in 1937 by Hormel Foods, right in Austin, Minnesota. The name itself is believed to be a combination of the words spiced and ham, though Hormel has kept the exact origin of the name famously mysterious over the decades. When World War II broke out, Spam became absolutely essential. The United States military relied heavily on it to feed soldiers across multiple war fronts, since it required no refrigeration and had an impressively long shelf life. Troops carried it everywhere, and it quickly spread to civilian populations in Europe and Asia. That wartime exposure planted the seeds for something remarkable. Today, Spam is enjoyed in over 44 countries worldwide, making it one of the most surprisingly global food products ever created. Now that we know where Spam came from, let us step inside the place where it all happens. The main production facility sits right in Austin, Minnesota, a city so deeply connected to this product that it proudly carries the nickname Spam Town, USA. This is not a small operation by any stretch of the imagination. The factory is an enormous industrial complex that never sleeps, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Every single day, millions of cans roll off the production lines inside this facility, destined for grocery stores, military suppliers, and international markets across the globe. The sheer scale of what happens inside these walls is nothing short of extraordinary, and today we are taking you right through the front doors. Now that we know where Spam is made, let's talk about what actually goes into it. And honestly, this might surprise you. Despite being one of the most recognized food products on the planet, Spam's classic recipe contains only 6 ingredients. That's it. Just 6. The recipe calls for pork with ham, salt, water, potato starch, sugar, and sodium nitrite. Each ingredient plays a specific role. The pork with ham forms the base, salt and sugar add flavor and act as preservatives. Water helps bind everything together. Potato starch maintains the texture, and sodium nitrite keeps the color vibrant while preventing bacterial growth. There are no mysterious fillers, no complicated chemical compounds, just 6 straightforward ingredients working together. It's a beautifully simple formula that has remained largely unchanged for over 85 years, proving that sometimes simplicity truly is the ultimate sophistication. Before a single can of Spam is produced, the process begins long before the factory floor with the careful arrival and inspection of raw pork. Every delivery of meat that enters the Austin facility is subject to rigorous quality control checks carried out by trained food safety inspectors. Each shipment is examined for freshness, temperature, and overall condition the moment it arrives. Only pork shoulders and ham cuts that meet Hormel's strict grading standards are accepted into the facility. Any meat that falls below the required quality threshold is immediately rejected and sent back. Inspectors check for proper coloring, odor, and texture to confirm the pork is in peak condition. This uncompromising approach to raw material selection is the very foundation that guarantees every can of Spam delivers the consistent taste and quality consumers around the world have come to expect. Now that the pork has passed every quality check, it moves into the heart of the facility, the meat processing area. This is where the real transformation begins. Large cuts of pork shoulder and ham are brought onto the processing floor, where trained workers and powerful industrial machines work side by side. The meat is carefully trimmed to remove excess fat and unwanted tissue, ensuring only the cleanest cuts move forward. Industrial cutting machines then slice and break the pork down into smaller, more manageable pieces with remarkable speed and precision. But machines alone do not run this operation. Skilled workers monitor every step closely, watching for inconsistencies and making real-time adjustments. Food safety is the top priority here, with strict hygiene protocols enforced at every station to guarantee the highest standards are met throughout this critical stage. Once the pork has been trimmed and cut down to size, it moves into one of the most critical stages of the entire production process, the grinding and mixing phase. The trimmed pork pieces are fed into massive industrial grinders that work continuously, breaking the meat down into a fine, consistent mixture. These grinders are incredibly powerful, processing enormous quantities of meat in a remarkably short amount of time. Once the meat reaches the right texture, it moves into giant industrial mixers where the magic truly happens. All 6 ingredients, the pork with ham, salt, water, potato starch, sugar, and sodium nitrite, are carefully measured and combined into these mixers. The machines blend everything together thoroughly, ensuring every single batch carries that perfectly uniform, signature Spam flavor and consistency fans around the world have come to love. Once the signature Spam mixture is perfectly blended, it moves into one of the most satisfying stages of the entire production process, the filling stage. The smooth, seasoned meat mixture is pumped through large industrial pipelines directly into the iconic rectangular Spam cans using high-speed automated filling machines that operate with remarkable precision and speed. These machines work continuously, handling thousands of cans every single hour without missing a beat. As each empty can moves along the conveyor, the filling nozzles deposit an exact measured amount of the mixture into every single can. Advanced sensors and weighing systems monitor each can in real time, automatically adjusting to guarantee that every product meets the strict weight and quality standards set by Hormel Foods. No can is too full. No can is too light. Every single one is perfectly consistent. Once every can is filled with the precise amount of Spam mixture, it moves immediately into one of the most critical stages of the entire production process, the vacuum sealing stage. Specialized seaming machines remove air from inside each can before mechanically locking the lid into place with an airtight seal. This happens at incredible speed, with hundreds of cans being sealed every single minute on the production line. The removal of air is not just a technical step. It is the key reason Spam can sit on a shelf for up to 3 years without refrigeration. By eliminating oxygen from inside the can, bacteria and spoilage organisms have no environment to survive in. This vacuum-sealed environment is essentially what gives Spam its famously long shelf life and makes it a reliable food source worldwide. Once the cans are vacuum-sealed, they move into one of the most critical stages of the entire production process. The sealed cans are loaded onto large conveyor systems that carry them directly into massive industrial retort cookers, essentially giant pressurized ovens designed specifically for canned food production. Inside these retort cookers, the cans are exposed to precisely controlled temperatures reaching around 250 degrees Fahrenheit. This intense heat fully cooks the meat mixture inside every single can, transforming the raw blended pork into the firm, fully cooked product that Spam is famous for. But cooking is only half the story here. The extreme temperatures also sterilize the entire contents of each can, eliminating any harmful bacteria or microorganisms that could compromise food safety. This dual-purpose cooking and sterilization process is exactly what allows Spam to achieve its remarkably long shelf life without requiring refrigeration. Once the cans exit the massive retort cookers, they are still extremely hot and need to be brought down to a safe temperature as quickly as possible. This is where the water cooling systems come into play. The freshly cooked cans are immediately transferred into cooling tunnels or tanks where they are showered or submerged in cold water. This rapid cooling process brings the internal temperature of each can down significantly within a short period of time. The speed of this cooling is not just about safety, it is also critical for preserving the texture and overall quality of the Spam inside. If the cans were left to cool slowly, the meat could become overcooked and lose its signature firm yet tender consistency. Rapid cooling locks in everything perfectly, ensuring every can meets the high standards expected before moving forward in production. Once the cans have been fully cooled, they move seamlessly into the labeling and packaging stage. Each can travels along a conveyor belt through automated labeling machines that precisely wrap every single can with the iconic blue and yellow Spam label. These machines operate at remarkable speeds, ensuring that thousands of cans are labeled accurately every single hour without interruption. The labels are applied with exact alignment, giving every can that instantly recognizable appearance consumers around the world have come to trust. After labeling, the cans are directed toward high-speed robotic sorting systems that organize them into groups. Robotic arms then pack the sorted cans into cardboard cases with impressive efficiency and precision. These automated systems dramatically reduce handling time, preparing massive quantities of finished product for the distribution network that ships Spam to destinations across the globe. Running parallel to every stage of production is an incredibly rigorous quality control system that never sleeps. From the moment raw pork enters the facility to the second a finished can rolls off the line, inspectors and technology work hand in hand to catch any issue before it becomes a problem. Every single batch is tested for taste, texture, weight, and compliance with strict food safety standards set by regulatory authorities. Automated sensors scan cans for proper sealing, fill weight, and structural integrity at speeds no human eye could match alone. But technology does not work alone here. Trained human inspectors conduct regular sampling, physically examining and tasting products to verify that every can delivers the same consistent quality customers expect. If anything falls outside acceptable parameters, that entire batch is pulled immediately. Not one defective can is allowed to leave this facility. Once the cans are packed and ready, they enter one of the most impressive distribution networks in the food industry. From Austin, Minnesota, finished Spam products are shipped across the United States to major retailers, grocery chains, and military suppliers who have relied on Spam for decades. But the reach does not stop there. International shipments carry millions of cans to markets across Asia, Europe, the Pacific Islands, and beyond, serving over 44 countries worldwide. And it is not just the classic variety making that journey. Hormel produces an incredible range of flavors to satisfy global tastes, including Spam Light for health-conscious consumers, Spam with bacon for those craving something extra savory, and Spam Teriyaki, bringing bold Asian-inspired flavor to the lineup. There truly is a Spam for everyone, everywhere. And there you have it, the remarkable journey from raw pork arriving at the factory gates to that iconic blue and yellow can sitting proudly on store shelves across the globe. What seems like a simple product is actually the result of extraordinary engineering, precise food science, and the dedicated effort of thousands of hardworking people every single day. From the 6 humble ingredients to the millions of cans produced around the clock, Spam represents one of the greatest achievements in modern food manufacturing. Next time you pick up that familiar can, take a moment to appreciate everything that went into making it. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below telling us your favorite Spam variety, and subscribe for more incredible factory and food production content. We will see you in the next one.